So this is the brisket that I posted in my Facebook group yesterday. 10-pound prime Angus. We're going to be smoking this for a friend's Christmas dinner. This is the setup I am using today. In the pan is just beef broth. I've got probably 5 cups of beef broth. I don't always set up this way, but when I do, I will be using the beef broth for basically my mop sauce, just to keep it moist. And once it's done, all of that yummy broth will be turned into gravy for mashed potatoes, so we'll have a nice smoky gravy. And I also use it as a base, reduce it down for a nice smoky beef barbecue sauce. So it'll be a nice barbecue sauce that's really beef forward. For the people that like to put barbecue sauce on their brisket, the beef flavor from the broth really complements the beef of the brisket. So I'm going to go out and start getting my smoker set up. I will bring you guys back here in just a minute, and we will continue on this video how I'm going to set up for this smoke. Okay, so here we are. This is our setup for cold smoke. We're gonna run like this for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Just got the smoke tube going. It puts off, like I showed, a good amount of smoke. It's about 25-30 degrees outside right now, so this is definitely a cold smoke. My pit boss is not running at all. We'll let this run for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Pull the brisket off, bring the smoker up to temp, put the brisket back in, then we'll let it ride. I'll bring you guys back roughly in about hour and a half, 2 hours, and we will show you the next step. It is roughly midnight. We have our pit boss running. Got a probe in each side, the flat and the lip. Running at, right now it says 215, but it is set at 250. Got our 2 temp probes in right there, 44 and 42. So the rest of the smoke tube is still going. We're going to let this ride. I will come back in about 3 hours, check it, see where the bark looks, see if we'll be ready to wrap at that time. But right now, this is what we look like. Here we are, 4 o'clock in the morning. Brisket's looking real good. Got nice color to it. Nice set on the bark. Our probes saying we're between 150 and 183. Don't know how accurate that is. I mean, could be pretty close. I'm going to take it in, wrap it, and bring it back out. Okay, well, good morning everybody. It's about 8:30. Brisket's been going since about midnight last night. Look over here. This right here is our probe temperature, 206. So temperature wise we're done, but one of the things you want to do with brisket, you don't necessarily go just to temperature, you go to tenderness. So I'm going to take my probe, and I'm not checking temperature here, I'm checking tenderness. Once you break through the foil, it should just go into the meat with no resistance. And we are super tender. I know that this thing is done. I'm going to pull it inside. We're going to unwrap it. I'm going to actually put it back on the smoker for probably 15 more minutes. minutes just to reset the bark. With it being wrapped, the bark's probably a little softened up and everything, so we just want to stiff it up a little bit, and then we will do the wrap again, let it rest. Okay, here we are inside, unwrapped. I just told you, you cook not necessarily to temperature, but to tenderness, and we check the tenderness, and it's great. But here's one of the other things that lets you know that it's done. A brisket, when the fat renders down to where it needs to be, you can do this. See how it jiggles almost like jello? That's when you know that your brisket is nice and done. This thing looks great all the way around. I'm going to, now that it's unwrapped, I'm going to set it on another baking sheet, put it out in the smoker, leaving it on the rack, let just for about 10 minutes or so, let the bark reset, tighten back up, and then we will bring it in for its wrap and rest and get ready to go to the person who is lucky to be having this for their Christmas dinner.